What is up, AFL Fantasy fans and Sports by Fry fans around the globe? Thank you for tuning in. My name is Fry, this is JLo, and we are sitting down discussing our trades ahead of a big round 20 on the eve of AFL Fantasy Finals. You are not in any finals because you didn't join any leagues or anything?
No.
No open leagues or anything like that, like the West Coast
I am
fans
in
or
the
something?
West Coast one. I don't know how it works, so
I think it's just like a big, anyone can enter, so it's an
Yeah.
open field. And
wouldn't be finals, right?
No. So
No finals for JLo.
I'm in a few in draft, but not too many in classic.
Right.
So I'm still playing for overall rank. Still lots to play for the last month of the season. So let's dig in. A few big headlines and breaking news, I guess you could say. How about Tommy Lynch wanting out of Gold Coast?
Yeah, I think that was always it was pretty obvious. I thought
The longer the season progressed, it just kind of seemed like it was inevitable.
I think from the get go, it just felt like he was gone. Like I never thought he was going to stay. I don't know why. It's
very-
a feeling.
You don't really see it in that scenario where a lot of those dudes, especially like young key forwards, stay. Like last year, Brisbane lost that Shacky bloke.
Boyd.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a couple of others I'm forgetting. Someone
Yeah.
left Brisbane and went to Collingwood previously as well, I'm sure of it.
Yeah, anyway.
Can't remember off the dome, but yeah, it seems like young key forwards, quite often they'll spend like their rookie deal, 3 or 4 years at a certain spot and then shoot back to their home
Well, it
state.
feels-
So
Yeah,
bit
it
of a
feels-
kick in the guts for the Suns.
I think it's a mental thing. Like you're young. Like I think about it now. I'm 25.
Jeez.
If I was a 19-year-old kid who's just got like $100,000 and got moved across the country,
Yeah.
I think I would have been fine. But I can understand it would be so hard.
Could definitely see how it would be. A difficult.
It's
difficult
one of
phase
those
to come.
funny ones where it's like, is it the player's choice, is it the team, or should he be a professional? Anyway.
Yeah. Although actually, now that I do say that, a couple of times players do stay. A very famous man named Matthew Pavlich once turned his back on his home state.
Pav was a bit older when that was going down. I think it was
True.
just
It was a different
second-
generation kind of
yeah.
thing.
Yeah, it was a different generation too. It's a good
Yeah.
point. Yep.
Anyway, enough about Tommy Lynch. Time to dive into a little bit of fantasy news. So, these were going to be shout outs, but we have to lead off with Nate Freeman and Alex Johnson, who combined, I think they've missed 4,000 days of footy,
Oh yeah.
and they're finally returning to the field this week. So Nate Freeman making his debut after being drafted by the Pies, I think, in 2013. And Alex Johnson's been out since the 2012 Grand Years, I think. So,
Okay.
yeah,
Welcome back,
long
boys.
time. 2012, 2013 seems like a lifetime ago. So imagine
Yeah.
for that whole duration of time, trying to play AFL footy and not being able to crack through it until now. It's
It'd be
fucking
tough.
ask.
Oh, I tell you what though, getting paid $100,000 a year to do it would be fine.
It's
I
true,
don't give a
yeah.
shit. Do whatever.
I'll play VFL for 4 straight years until I break through.
No worries. But for 2 years they would have just been sitting there injured, like
Yeah.
rehabbing. Which
It
would
is-
have been tough, but
Yeah, of
still.
course. It is just nice to see those guys get out of the park after
Yeah, good.
dodging some injuries. So, yeah, good on them.
I liked Freeman when he got drafted. I never crossed my mind that he'd been injured for like 5 years. But
Yeah.
good on him for finally making it.
Nate Freeman's in my team already, actually. I traded him in a few weeks. You have him as well?
I'm getting it
This week? Okay, beautiful. Well, speaking of this week, let's dive into team selection. So, as I said, off the bat, Freeman and Alex Johnson are in. Let me just...
Quite a few debutants.
Yeah, it's almost like
It's that-
comeback ground.
It's that time of the year though. I
True.
think where you're going to blood debutants. Those ones you want to play the last 3 or 4 games.
Get a month of games into someone or try or something different tactics, that's what I was looking for. So let me just whiz through all the team selection news just very quickly. Starting with Ripper game, Friday night, Cats versus Tigers. Tip?
Where is it?
I'm pretty sure it's at the G.
I'll go and upset the Cats.
I'd like to see the Cats get up, especially because I tipped them to win the flag, and at the moment they don't look like they're going to make the 8. Oh, they're right on the borderline, but
Yeah.
I think the Tigers will get up. But Ryan Abbott's going to be making his debut as well.
Finally, yeah.
I've got him on my bench as well. Downgraded Oscar McInerney 4 weeks ago and brought him in. So all of a sudden I have 2 extra playing emergencies, which is a bonus.
Yeah.
The only other news fantasy-wise from that game is Quinton Narkle being rested. So
that's right.
that's going to hurt a few people, especially on their bench.
Jermaine Jones coming in for him though.
True. And on the Tigers side, Menadue and Lloyd are in for Broad and Prestia. Draft, maybe. Hawthorn Essendon, no change for the Dons, and very little change for the Hawks. O'Rourke goes out and Morrison comes in. Waite is back in for North Melbourne. Sean Higgins is out, which is a bit of a bummer because he was looming as like a real, what's the word I'm looking for? Real, not risk, but a real gamble, roll the dice, trade target.
Jared Waite just quietly might not be a bad option up forward if you've still got a spot for him because they've got a nice run home.
Yeah, if he can kick a couple of bags. We saw what Hawkins has been able to do for the last few weeks when he's getting on the end of some footy. So,
right. Although Higgins out of the midfield probably does.
Yeah, you got to wonder who's kicking him the ball. It doesn't look too good. On the other side of the coin, Brisbane Lions, that's who's clashing with the Roos. And your boy, I'm going to butcher it, Brandon Starovich.
Starovich or something like that.
Starovich.
I don't know how to say it. I just think he's going to be a gun. I think he's going to be a genuine superstar.
J-Lo's called it. Keep your eye on him. I think he's priced at about 230, 240, so it's a bit awkward.
I think
but
he's like 10th or something.
He could be a starter for next year if he doesn't go up too much. Like, hopefully he plays this game and that's it.
Yep.
No change for Port. Big changes for Adelaide ahead of the showdown though. Duday, Ellis Yeoman, McKay and Brodie Smith back from his ACL are the four ins with Cheney, Jake Kelly, Mitch McGovs and Paulie Seedsman with his hamstring injury out. St Kilda, as I said, Nate Freeman's debuting, Dave Armitage, Hunter Clark and Jimmy Webster are also the ins with Gilbert, Marshall, Savage and Mav Weller out. Don't know any of those dudes apart from Freeman. And on the dog side, again, pretty standard. I'll move on. I think Ling John could be a fantasy play. No, I don't really. I've always liked Ling John though. Always had a rough run with injuries. Didn't he miss out on the Grandy because of his collarbone? Yeah. Didn't he break it in one of the finals?
Yeah, the prelim.
That's right. Yeah. Poor Ling John.
Yeah.
Do like him, so yeah. Hopefully he has a goodie. Massive changes at the Swans game as they clash with Collingwood. 4 ins, 4 outs. Colin Riordan, however you pronounce it. He's probably the biggest omission from the Swans lineup. You've got him, don't you?
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah.
I'm really lucky that I didn't do the O'Royden and Cripps trade last week, even though it would have got me 160 from Cripper.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Jack Magden making his debut for Collingwood, and Braden Sires coming back in at the expense of Jeremy Howe and Matt Scharenberg, who did his ACL. So
Howe's concussed as well.
Yeah, Jeremy Howe halfway through the year was looking as a top 6 defender. So Buck said he should be back next week, so he could be a sneaky play if Kate Simpson stinks it up a little bit. But
he's been going bad though as well.
Simpson or Howe?
Howe.
Yeah, I wouldn't be doing it, but it could be potential trade target if you want to mix things up a little bit. From the Giants side, now these are the Sunday squad, so they have not been finalised, but there's about 19 players coming in. Aidan Bonner has been picked to make his debut.
Cameron's a pretty interesting in there.
True. Lockie Keefe might still be on a few people's benches, as is Isaac Cumming, with Tim Taranto a big out.
Oh, what did he do?
Don't know, it just says injured. I haven't dug into it too much, to be honest.
Training or something.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a precautionary rest type thing before the finals, but I could be wrong. Sunday squads.
They've got to make the finals first.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Well, I think they're sitting 5th, but it's only a percentage. Yeah. Or they had a draw with Geelong, so they've got 2 points clear of 6th and 7th, I think. That's right. Anyway, tough sledding for a final spot. This could be the week that we see Michael Barlow. Considering everyone else, it's come back round, we've got all these feel-good stories, surely Michael Barlow comes in, right?
No way.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either.
I hope he does.
Why the fuck are the Suns not playing Michael Barlow? Let's just talk about that, because just quickly, I know it's not really, it is fantasy relevant, because a lot of people drafted Barlow maybe with their second pick in draft leagues and things like that, because he's got forward status. It looked like he was going to be the top scoring forward. I think I said he would be at my lead-off for the season, so I don't understand why he's not in their team. He's trying to, teach the younger guys or show them how it's done. He's not that bad a player, right?
Well, he got 90 touches in 2 weeks in the NEFL. If you get 50 touches in the reserves, you play it.
A lot of people say that the NEFL's not a real competition because some of the numbers are bullshit. But if you get 90 touches in any competition, I think you deserve a promotion.
Yeah, fair enough. And he kicked a bag of goals.
Yeah.
So it makes no sense to me. Especially as bad as the Suns are going.
It's not like they're... I can maybe see the side of it, like not playing Barlow and playing the kids because you want to get rid of Barlow because he's old, but he seems like he's not in his prime, but like just past it. He'd probably be late 20s, early 30s.
Like kids going out there and getting whacked every week doesn't help anyone. Like
no, you need those veterans and that leadership.
Yeah, and like how to deal with getting whacked, how to bounce back.
Yeah.
Like anyway, it makes no sense to me.
So yeah, Barlow could probably won't come in.
And I want another forward option to bloody buy. There's only 3 at the moment, so a 4th would be nice. Like,
yeah, right.
Spice it up a bit, you know.
Yeah, there's slim pick. Actually, the forwards you could throw a little bit of a blanket over almost everyone. It's a bit of a mess.
Same up back as well. It's just all over the shop.
Oh, I think at the back there's like those 6 dudes.
But even that,
but then,
they're having bad runs at the moment.
Well, yeah, I've got all 6 at the moment, and there's 2 70s sitting on the field. So yeah. Back to teams.
Sorry,
that's all right. Yeah, this turned into a long episode, but that's all right. Doesn't matter. Stephen May, Swallow, and Rory Thompson are the outs for the Gold Coast. Not really any other relevant ins. Few young dudes. And on the D's side, Jake Milsham is out with a few other people into their squad to be finalised. Last game of the round could potentially decide a lot of fixtures for a lot of people, and that is the big Western Derby. JK at this stage has not been named in.
Yeah.
But Shuey, Jeddah, Liam Ryan, and Archie are. I'll just quickly have a look just to see where those dudes are named on the ground. Cam Sutcliffe is the only omission for the Dockers. What's his name? Harley Bennell didn't get up.
Oh, did
we thought this would finally be the week. Apparently had a calf complaint.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, but he should be right for next week. So I don't know what the fuck's going on with Harley Bennell.
Who knows?
Don't know why it won't let me show the teams, but surely Shuey's in, right?
Shuey's in, yeah. Well, he only missed because his birth of his kid.
That's what I thought.
So
yep.
He'll be in.
And then Ballas, Crowden, Brady Gray, who, where's he been all year? Just been playing in the 2s and injured, I think. Remember how we used to love that dude, like this time last year?
I really like him still. I want him
So
to
do
get
I.
up for you blokes.
Yeah.
Except I hope he has a shit derby.
Yeah.
But
And Cam McCarthy and Tabernar, the Twin Towers down at Freo, are coming in to kick a winning score.
of the 2 West Coast boys, it's Jeddah and Shuey who are named on the field.
Yeah.
The others are...
Ryan and Archie seem like they'll be the emergencies. Ryan's still just slowly playing his way back in. So, yeah, that's all the team news, really. You weren't really burnt by any omissions
Just
there?
O'Royden's the only one.
Yeah.
I can cover that easily, so that's good.
Yeah, I don't think I had any outs. Maybe a few like rookie shuffles. As I mentioned, I had a few dudes who are named now.
Yep.
So, with that said, what are your trades looking like this week?
I'll go for 1 double downgrade. It's the first time I've done it in like 10 weeks. So
Yeah, right.
it's probably due, and there's quite a few good options coming in. So I'm going downgrading. I think it was going. It wasn't O'Royden. I'll have to get him up. But I'm going Freeman and Starevich in.
Okay.
However you say his name.
Oh, you're bringing Starevich.
Yes, Starevich for Rioli and some Crowden or something.
On your field? Both on your field?
No, neither will be on my field.
Okay, so a bit of a money play this week.
It's a money play. I'll have 500k next
Whew.
week. So
that is handy.
yeah, so it's good to make 2 big splashes and then finish the year strong.
Yeah.
Hopefully get rid of some of these. Hopefully get rid of all my rookies.
Yeah, that'd be
On
nice.
my field up next week. So
I'm in a little bit of a different position. After this week, I think Paul Ahern is probably the only dude on my field who classifies as a rookie and like a not good choice. I've got a few questionable dudes in my midfield, but I don't think I'm going to be able to chop and change that too
with
much.
Higgins going out, Ahern's probably still a safe option
True.
this week. He'll probably at least get you 80.
Well, before we wrap up, I'll touch on a few of the pressing questions that a few people hit me up on Twitter and bits and pieces. But and Ahern is definitely in that discussion. But I will be keeping Ahern, and I'll be trading. I think from memory, I don't know. I'm ditching someone in my defense to get Kane Farrell, bloke who made his debut last week, only because he's gone up like 10k and he was named. So I was like, I don't care if he plays or not. My check's in, so he'll be my emergency at that spot. And then using that money to throw on top of Mickey Walters to get Jack McRae instead of Patrick Cripps. Probably the biggest question this week in the fantasy world is Cripps or McRae. A lot of people are tossing up that decision. I've dived into the numbers quite a bit, and I think I'm just siding with McRae. And to be honest, I don't really have a huge reason why. A bit of a gut feel. He was on fire before the injury. I think that Cripps, after his last 2 or 3 big games, is probably now going to get a little bit more attention. Could be wrong. They've got the Giants this week. Yeah. So I think there's their midfield and their engine room, as you've said before, is pretty top talented. So I think he'll struggle a little bit. Probably still go like 115, 120 or whatever.
The thing with the Giants midfield though is they don't have a run with players.
True.
Cornelio's the closest they've got, and you saw West Coast tore them up. Like Shuey and Gaff both had big games against them, which is why I wouldn't be so worried about Cripps. But like you say, he's sort of a gut feeling on the McRae one. I'd probably go with Cripps because I trust his tackling a bit more because he's always going to be in and around those blokes like that GWS midfielder who's going to get tons of the footy.
Yeah,
he'd probably end with 10 tackles.
Yeah,
but like you said, it's a gut feeling for McRae.
It's half a dozen of one and 6 of the other in my mind. I mean, there's a few different ways you can go about it, but at the end of the day, they're both awesome dudes, and getting either one in is probably a good feel. Just getting up the fixtures. Both of them have pretty cruisy runs home. Yeah. The Blues have Freo, the Bulldogs, and Adelaide after the Giants this weekend. So Bailey Banfield's probably the only tagger per se that'll maybe do any damage. And when I say damage, Tom Mitchell did 160 on him last week. So.
Yeah, that's it.
And then
still a rookie.
Yeah, from the Bulldogs' perspective, they go up against the Saints this week. So Jack Steele might give a bit of attention to McRae. Yeah. And then they've got North. Mm-hmm. They could get Benny Jacobs. And then they've got Carlton, probably no one. And then Richmond. Yeah, Cripper versus McRae. That'd be interesting. Yeah. I think
the Ben Jacobs, he's out though.
Yeah.
That would have put me off. Even North put me off a bit. They scare me after
Same,
last
week. Yeah.
You look at everyone's scores if you go to the game logs, and every time it's North, it's like a huge, 30, 40 points less.
Yeah.
They're devastating. I don't know how they do it. I really like North after what they do. Yeah.
Sticking with North, Paul Ahern, again, one of the biggest names talked about this week. I will be keeping him, and I will be probably fielding him for the rest of the season, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because, and I know that traditionally trading a rookie into a premium is the way to go, and I agree that that's a smart play. But Ahern is, and we say this about a few rookies each year, they're not really scoring like rookies.
Yeah.
People who score 85 plus. Now, Paul Ahern's probably only done that twice or 3 times, but he looks like he could do it for the rest of the season, which is important. Those type of players, you don't need to trade them out. The guy who's leading, or maybe third now, he's got Tim Kelly in his team, has had all year. Imagine if you had have done that and you had to just bank the safe 90 or 80 each week. Yeah. So I think that's a smart play for the finals as well, is keeping Ahern and banking that 70. Now, you'll probably maybe get a 50, but you might also get a 120 one week as well.
And you look at Higgins.
Balances out.
Higgins going out, like we said.
More minutes in the engine.
And they're sort of in that tight position, so you feel like the shin bone of spirit might just shine through and hopefully get them up in a few close games, and that might boost those fantasy rankings a little bit as well.
Yeah. Last thing, you don't probably... Oh, we could do it next week. You don't have Steph Martin to Brodie Grundy in your trade plans?
It's maybe next week. It depends on how people go this week. To be honest, there's more glaring areas of need.
Yeah, okay.
Although if Martin keeps giving me 80s and Grundy keeps coming out 120s, then it's worth doing.
Over the last month, I think off the dome, Brodie Grundy's averaging 20 points more than Steph. Yeah. So even though neither of their draws look super appealing, and I think they play each other next week or the week after, even though their draws are looking a little tough, I think you have to have Martin into Grundy by the end of the year if you're in one of those luxurious positions. Obviously, in a perfect world, we'd all love to be at that stage of trading, but there's sometimes fires that we have to put out. But if you're in that position, I think don't even hesitate twice. That's probably my favourite trade upgrade of the week.
Sure. Okay.
But for me, I have to get rid of Mickey Walters, so I'm not doing it, but maybe next week. Cool. Pretty much it. Before we go, a couple of birthday shout-outs that I've got to give, of course. Mum's hitting me up. She's here in 4 days, actually. My parents visiting me in Toronto. Pretty exciting. So happy birthday to Kristaps Porzingis. Great future of the New York Knicks.
Scary that a 7-footer has a knee injury. It's not NBA.
A 7-footer who's built like this. Anyway. Golden Tate, Detroit Lions wide receiver, who won me a fantasy matchup last year. Thank you, Golden Tate.
He's retired now.
No, I don't think so.
Is he still in?
No, he's still floating.
Okay, my bad.
I'm going to transition, I think, into doing a lot more Fantasy Friday videos when the AFL season wraps up. And in that, I'll talk a little bit about the footy in the off-season, but I'm going to be doing a lot of NFL and NBA stuff. So If you're looking for something to do in the off season and you're bored during footy, that's honestly how I started doing NFL fantasy, and it's heaps of fun. So as that fires up and gets closer to kickoff, then I'll start up a few leagues and hit people up. But make sure you give that a go. A couple of other people, Sammy Worthington, famous Aussie. Ish. When was the last movie?
He was in one not that
Avatar.
long ago. He was in one that came out like 4 months ago or something. I saw it on one of the video streaming sites.
Yeah, right.
New releases, but I'm not watching it.
No, I hope you're well, Sammy Worthington. Last, certainly not least, Edith Cowan, the namesake of my former alma mater. Happy, I think, 150, yeah, something like that, birthday. Good luck for the finals. They're here. A lot of people will be in the race for a premiership cup, and those people still chasing overall rank. It's not over. There's still a month of the season.
Just quietly, what's your overall score?
Oh, good question.
Because I was looking at mine and I was like, I wonder where I'd be if you plug an extra week on.
Well, funnily enough, in my notes somewhere, I need to find it, but I have written down how many points I had scored when you start your when you started your team.
So you're about 3,000.
I have scored 38,000.
Yeah,
points.
I'm pretty sure I've got 35.
Well, that's interesting because I think from memory I had a 2,500 point lead on you or something like that from when we started. So you kind of almost level pegged with me.
Well, yeah, I'm on like 53,000 or something ranked. I'm just like, I wonder if I'd actually be 20th or something.
Yeah.
You know? So anyway.
What we might do is we'll have a look at our scores and see how the last month of the season unfolds or something like that. But yes, good luck for round 20. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining me, JLo. Make sure you check out the AFL Fantasy Finals primer on sportsbyfry.com. Otherwise, until next time, peace.